Good morning, folks. All right, so I'm currently spending the day going through the November 7th search warrant, affidavit for the search warrant. And while I was doing that, I was thinking of a few things, and I've actually thought this before, and I'll tell you why. I grew up in a small town, a very small town, about as small as Manitowoc, as Michigan. And in this small town, my mom, when I was in high school, worked in the courthouse. And I actually spent a lot of time volunteering at the courthouse. And I spent a lot of time there anyway, just because of the work that I was doing with the teen court and, other stuff like that. And this is a problem that I've noticed with a lot of people. What the fuck is with you people showing up to court dressed like you're going to your fucking friend's house? Why are you doing this? What is wrong with you? Folks, now this does immediately bear on the Avery case, and I will tell you why. In small towns, it's the court of public opinion. And when your family member is sitting in the defendant's chair on a murder charge, you don't show up to court dressed in a hoodie and jeans. You don't show up to court dressed in overalls. I'm not saying wear a three-piece Armani suit, obviously, but I'm talking go to Goodwill. There's a lot of good shit over at Goodwill. Go to Goodwill. Grab yourself a pair of slacks and a nice button down. Something that says, I realize that this is fucking serious. But as it was, because they were dressed like hell, like they were just gonna go to work right out of the fucking gate, it made the impression on Stephen Avery even worse. So, Ms. Zellner, if you could just do that for everybody, remind the Averys that they need to put on a show too. Now, does everybody like my mug? This was a Christmas gift from my husband. I'm very proud of my Celtic heritage, and he got me the most beautiful mug in the world. Nothing gets you going in the morning like a cup of chocolate raspberry coffee. Now, the reason why I say this is because the fact is that the jury is looking at your family every bit as much as they are looking at you. Now, Teresa Halbach's family showed up at least dressed like they were going somewhere important. They had button-down shirts. The mom wore a nice blouse. Nobody showed up dressed in a windbreaker and yada, yada. I remember for Stephen's verdict ruling, for his verdict hearing, I remember one of the family members is walking in dressed in a hoodie with a tribal pattern on the front. And I couldn't help myself. Ahmed the Dead Terrorist's voice came into my head. Hey, thanks for dressing like crap for my sentencing. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? The fact is that your family member is on trial for murder. His life hangs in the fucking balance. You have no business showing up in a pair of sweats. And what the fuck was Barb thinking with that red shirt with the cutouts on the shoulder? Hello, 1987. Like, what the fuck was that? And I'm sorry, folks. I don't mean to pick on the Averys. I don't. But the fact is you live in a small town. You already know that everybody in that town thinks you're shit, thinks your family is shit. Why would you prove that to them? I love nothing more than proving people wrong, honey. It's one of my favorite things in the world. And I'm sorry, but I went to court not too long ago. I had a child support hearing. Total bullshit. Look at my previous videos. It's in there. And I went and, I at least dressed like I was going to fucking court. Nice shirt, nice top, little cardigan over it, slacks, the whole nine. And I did that because even though I already knew what was going to happen in the hearing, the fact is that is a sign of respect, not just to the court, but to the person the family member of yours, your loved one who is on trial, and it is most of all a sign of respect for yourself and your family. By dressing properly, you are putting out this image to the world of who you are and what you represent. And by showing up in overalls and jeans and hoodies, all you're doing is proving to them, oh yeah, this is white trash and they totally deserve what's happening to them right now. You know, you live in a small town. You've already dealt with one bullshit charge. The fact is that, you know, if Stephen Avery got convicted, which he did, their business was going to tank, and it did. At the very least, show up looking like you're proud of yourself and your family, and like your family is something to be proud of, if for no other reason than to show people, yes, this is happening, but it would have also put across to the jury, there is probably something to this planted evidence stuff. Because obviously the cops had to plant evidence to victimize this family. This respectable, well-turned-out family. That's how the court of public opinion works here, folks. I could not get over how the filmmakers are there in their cabin while they're doing the searches, and that kitchen was appalling. Just appalling. I was like, what the fuck? Jesus, couldn't you fucking walk past with a trash can and just sort of scoop the crap into a trash bag and run a fucking rag over the counter? I mean, come on, folks. When people say white trash, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about people who don't keep their house clean, or at least picked up. You know, trash and rotting food all over the fucking place, dust, and carpets obviously hadn't had a vacuum run over it in a while. That's what we're talking about here, folks. In the court of public opinion, which is exactly how trials are run in small counties and small towns, the way you look. Everybody says don't judge a book by its cover, but that's exactly what they judge the book based off of. I'm a writer, and I know this. I spent months with my editor working on the cover design for my book, because that's exactly what a person walking into a bookstore judges whether or not they're going to pick up that book and read the blurb on the back. And it's the same thing with this. If you walk into that courtroom in a hoodie with a tribal, first of all, what fucking tribe does your white ass belong to? But with a tribal design on the front, a pair of jeans, and your hair just sort of half thrown up, right there you've lost every fucking person in the courtroom. Because you've just confirmed what they thought about your family member, what they thought about your loved one who's on trial. You didn't do Stephen Avery any favors. I understand you folks are very private. And I understand that you're hurting, and I understand that all this publicity is driving you fucking crazy. I get it. But the thing is that you're not doing your loved ones any favors by behaving like this, and by, you know, not allowing people to talk to you, not allowing people to you know, understand what's happening. And, you know, same thing with Brendan Dassey. During his hearing, you know, he's over there in his button-down shirt and everything, but Barb and all them are sitting back there like they just came away from a hogwash. I mean, come on. And then Barb behaving like that immediately after the sentencing, yelling profanities at the reporters. Good job, Barb. You just confirmed why Brendan's in jail. What the fuck, man? Now, look, I know I cuss, and I know I smoke, and I do all that shit. Guess what, people? I'm in my own fucking home in my goddamn office. You think I walk into a fucking courtroom spewing profanities and lighting up? Fuck no, I don't. I know how to work that fucking system. You walk in. Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. I apologize, Your Honor. And you conduct yourself with some fucking deportment. Jesus, somebody get these people some finishing school. I'm just saying, you all have to behave a certain way if Kathleen Zellner, if her hard work is not to be in vain. That's what I've got for this video, folks. I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.